Nancy, thank you so much for coming, and I appreciate the fact that you go to so much work to bring examples of things, because I find that I can look in books or magazines or Pinterest or whatever, and it looks good there, but if you can really see something, feel something, it makes a world of difference.
Well, of course it does. And nothing drives me more crazy than people who write articles or books telling people how to dress and don't include pictures and say, imagine a navy blue blazer.
Right.
You
can't.
Give me the real thing. But it's all about how visuals impact our communication, which is exactly what I wanted to talk about today. When most women start to think about their wardrobe, they're totally focused on their body. I'm sure that we are not the only women in the universe who look in the mirror and go, oh my gosh, does this make my butt look fat? But really overlook the most important element of their appearance that they want to showcase, and that's their face. If you think about it, our face is only about 12% of our total physical presence, our total real estate here. But it's the source of all of our most important, both verbal and nonverbal communications, and the way that we connect with other people. So I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about characteristics in clothing and accessories that cause people to focus on our face and therefore connect with us in a deeper, more relational kind of way. Too often, I see people wearing things where actually they're not wearing the garment is wearing them. And
think of
the
that.
shirt that I have on right now, this bold print shell, is an example of that. It's a darling garment. I love the fact that it includes a lot of different colors in my wardrobe, so it has a lot of versatility. But don't you see the shell coming into the
Before
room
you do.
way before I do? So how can I tame that down to make it work? Well, one way is just to have less of it visible. So I could tuck it into my skirt.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I don't want to mess up my microphone here, so I'm going to pretend tuck it. But does
Okay.
that
Yeah,
give
I
us
see
the right,
that.
the look that we're shooting for? And then, of course, I can pick any one of the colors from the print. I have a blush
my
cardigan
favorite.
sweater. I have this strawberry red jacket. And I have a cardigan sweater in the dark green. And when I slip the solid color over it, I still get the impact of the print, but a whole lot
Oh, I
less
like
of
that.
it. So now do you find your eye able to go more readily to my face? And of course, a little trick that always makes a big difference is what I call a statement earring. And that means an earring that's about the size of a coin, not a hubcap. You don't want people to just notice the earrings, but you want the earrings to pull people's focus right
Onto
up to
your
your
face.
face. And they do it in just an amazing way. I was doing a little workshop for professional speakers a few weeks ago and did that little trick. And every woman in the audience went, oh! They were just so amazed at the difference that a statement earring can make. Now, another little trick and another thing that fashion magazines and retail stores never talk to us about is the level of light to dark contrast in the clothes that we choose to wear. The idea there is that in any visual composition, whether it's decorating a room, painting the front of your house, or the clothes that you wear, our attention goes first to the areas of highest light-dark contrast. So if we want to enhance our communications, we don't want to wear combinations that are a stronger light-dark contrast than our personal coloring is. So on me, that would mean I wouldn't want to wear a bright black and white combination because that's stronger than the step of light-dark difference between my hair color, which is my darkest element, and my skin color, which is my lightest element.
Right.
You never want to wear more contrast than you are. For you, that's going to be a narrower range of contrast because your pale hair and pale skin tone are pretty similar. Your eyes are your darkest element, but they're not nearly as dark as my hair is. So you want to stay in that smaller level of light-dark contrast. Let me show you some examples of how that would look, and we'll let you check these on yourself in a mirror later. But this black and white zebra print is about the most contrast you could ever put on anyone. And when we drape that on you, all the attention goes to that black and white, which makes it somewhat ironic that every must-have list of what to wear for a season that you will ever see tells people they must have a black pantsuit and a white shirt or white tee underneath. Those things are really easy for retail to sell. It works great for Macy's and Nordstrom's, but it doesn't work very well for the women who wear them. Now look what happens when we tone that down just one step to black with a soft sort of buttercreamy ivory, and how immediately you start to show up a whole lot more. And that one is especially interesting on you because the background color is close to the color of your hair. So it gives the viewer's eye almost a circle around your facial features to focus on. But I just really kind of went crazy a minute ago when I looked at you in this one. And again, I'll just
that's
drape it on there. And we're not necessarily even thinking of this as a scarf. We're thinking of it as a color scheme to illustrate that step of light to dark. But do you see how the darkest blues around the border and in the print pick up beautifully with your eye color? That buttercream is your hair color. The step from light to dark is captured perfectly. And all of a sudden, your face is just radiant, just absolutely glowing. So looking for outfits that don't have more light to dark or bright to dark contrast than you have personally is really effective.
I've never heard that before.
There's so many things that retail doesn't tell you because they're honestly advantaged by you not knowing, because then you'll buy what they're selling and then you'll feel dissatisfied and come back and buy more of what they're selling. So it's a big win for them, but not so much for us. Another little trick that is incredibly impactful is to repeat your eye color in what you're wearing. Now that's a good strategy anytime, but it's really powerful in high-stakes communication situations. So if somebody was interviewing for a job or discussing their bonus or their raise with their boss, or having a romantic first date, or you had a big announcement to make to someone important in your life and you really want them locked in on you, repeating your eye color is a magic way to do that. Now, I brought this sweater set along because it's a great repeat for my eye color. And really, in fact, it was funny. I took my car in to have the oil changed the other day. And the guy behind the desk at the service place, who I'm sure cares about as much about women's wardrobes as I care about oil changes, said to me immediately, "Oh my gosh, you have the most gorgeous eyes." And trust me, he was not hitting on me. But he was responding to the impact of repeating my eye color. Now, interestingly, your eye color and mine are very similar, so I can hold that up to you and get the very same effect. All of a sudden, your eyes are the focal point, and without ever realizing why, people will make eye contact with you faster and sustain eye contact with you longer. I was working recently with a young woman who was running for city council in the town where she lives, and we put her in lots of outfits with her eye color when she was going out knocking on the doors of her potential constituents. And she said it was amazing when she wore those things, people who otherwise probably would have slammed the door because who wants to talk to another candidate in election season, were inviting her in, offering her a glass of cool water, and having these lengthy conversations, never imagining that it was because they were drawn to make eye contact and suddenly felt more connected to her.
She was communicating more
Absolutely.
effectively.
And their doors were open to hear what she had to say. So fascinating how all of that works. I wanted to compare this dusty, more quiet blue that someone might overlook in a retail store because it is sort of quiet, and so often people are drawn to the very brightest versions of those colors. And this is a perfectly fine color. It's part of my wardrobe. I wear it, and that's fine. But do you see how when I put that one on, it actually dulls my eye
Your eyes
color
don't look
by
nearly the
comparison.
same.
They don't look nearly as blue because the brighter thing dominates.
It's
So,
overpowering it.
so think in terms of looking for some of those more subtle, quiet colors, and then statement earrings, a balance of your contrast level, and just start noticing how much more people make eye contact and relate to you. That one really is a magic trick.
It'd be fun to try. Thank you so much. We'll try some of these ideas.
Good.